Hey, Bill Feudale here at Grit Training Academy. I wanted to share with you 10 pre-game mental toughness tips for youth athletes. So this is for you, the parent, coach, or athlete. So I don't know if you've ever noticed, but sometimes, a lot of times, I believe, that kids, youth athletes, they get super wound up, the butterflies, nervousness, anxiety, a lot of these things prior to their game, competition, or what have you. So I decided to come up with 10 tips to help you, to help them, to help coaches and the athletes have more success, get better results. These are a little out of order because I felt like some of them, I basically just wrote them all down and then decided some of these go together. So number one is butterflies are natural. It is natural to have butterflies. Everyone has them. And I think once youth athletes realize that everyone is going through that same thing, it will give them a little more affirmations that the other players are going through the same thing that they are. And one of the things I want to talk about there is your body reacts the same to excitement as fear. You'll get a little dry mouth, you'll get your palms will get sweaty, you'll get butterflies, you'll get all those things. Understanding the body reacts the same, so what we need to do is convince the mind. So you have to have a positive mindset in regards to the excitement of wanting to go out and perform. You've got to tell yourself you're excited to go out and perform, and that will then give you more confidence in going in so that your arousal level isn't, through the roof, but you're at a peak arousal level. So that's number one. Number two, you're going to warm up physically. I think that every athlete should warm up and almost break a sweat prior to the game or competition or wrestling match, whatever it is. So you also need to warm up mentally. And so when I say warm up mentally, there's a couple parts to number two, and that is, how about positive self-talk? So you want to have a positive vocabulary going in. You want to tell yourself positive things. You want to fill yourself with positive thoughts. Secondly, number four would be visualization. You want to see yourself and visualize yourself doing something great. And I often say you've got to see it before it ever happens. I also have this as a part of my online course, but today I'm just working on some pre-game mental toughness tips. So that would be number four. Number five, be confident, and that is two parts, and it's not as easy as just saying be confident, because I often say, how many times do you hear a coach say it or a parent say you got to play with confidence, but we don't teach it. I do teach it. It is also in my online course. But one of those is trust in preparation, and if you trust in your preparation and your coaching to be able to perform what is asked of you on the field of play, on the mat, in the pool, whatever it is, that's part of the confidence factor. The second one, if you do have confidence in those things in your preparation and coaching, then it becomes fear, that your lack of confidence would be fear related, fear of what others think, fear of embarrassment, fear of success, fear of whatever. And I have great tips in regards to overcoming fear. There's actually several great tips. One of them I can share with you right now, that is, you have an anchor thought for that fear to be able to overcome it, so you have something prepared in advance. You count down from 5 to the anchor thought, and that's going to get you focused with generally some deep breaths, and that will help you overcome your fear. It's also really close to another part that I'm going to share with you. So that was number 5 and 6. Number 7, focus on execution, not outcomes. Too many of our youth athletes worry about the outcome and don't worry as much about the execution. If you execute to your potential, then you are going to have success, whether that means a win or a loss. But If you focus on that execution, you're going to have much more success than focusing on the outcome. Number 8, prepare for adversity. I love this one. You know, maybe you get a bad call, or maybe you make a mistake. You have some sort of failure during the game. This is very similar to what I mentioned about having a routine for fear. You could have a routine for a mistake, and that would be when that happens, have an anchor thought. The thought may be, no matter what call I get, I'm going to be able to overcome it. Put your fists together, no matter what. That is emotion, some type of motion. No matter what the call is, I'll be able to overcome this call, and have a little fist pump and deep breaths when you do it. So have this 3-step routine for when you make a mistake. So if you get a bad call, no matter what call I get, I'm going to make it through this, and I'm going to make it happen. And have that anchor thought and get through that. It could be in a timeout. It could be, you know, right after it happens. It could be at any point, but have that, or you can mentally go through that in your mind. Number 9, have a game plan going in. So you should have a game plan for yourself, depending on, you know, what position you play, so on and so forth. You practiced all week. You need to stick to that game plan and have a game plan and stick to it. That is the time to execute the game plan. And number 10, embrace transition. With youth athletes, you have school, maybe you had a test, could be any number of things that are on your mind. When you get to the field of play, focus on that part of being an athlete and leave everything else behind. Don't bring the other things to the court, to the field, to the mat with you. So there would be 10 tips for parents, coaches, and youth athletes to have a pre-game mental toughness ritual. These 10 steps, you could write those down and use those to better your performance in competition, tournaments, games. This is Bill Feudale, your Grit Training Academy Grit Coach. Thank you and have a great day. Champions are made by doing what others refuse to do in the countless hours when no one is watching. That's when champions are made.
Before you go, that's when our hearts get separated. Crash and burn is all I ever know.